Hello, Canada, from coast to coast, and welcome to Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Here's Kirk McLean. He's having a great playoff. He comes in with a 2.33 goals against average and a very impressive .926 save percentage. Felix Potvin in 7 home playoff starts. Potvin has allowed only 9 goals over 13 games now. His average is 2.36. There's the referee, Dan Marawelli. Kevin Collins and Dan Shakti will work the lines. I'm Bob Cole in the booth with Harry Neal. And we have a new view for you tonight. There's a camera we have set in the net in behind Felix Potvin as we start this first period. And in front of Potvin will be Gill and Ellett, Gilmore, Gardner, and Clark for Vancouver. Hedican and Brown, the defenseman, in front of McLean with Momesso, Ronning, and Jelena. We are underway. The conference final. First 2 games here. A shift to Vancouver then for 3-4 and if necessary 5. Jelena takes the first bump and shakes it off. Ronning nearly got in front of the net, but here's Gilmore. He gets his first hit of this hockey game. Gardner took the pass. He'll be offside. He could not control it. Hitting the blue line. Offside is called.
Well, there's always a number of questions fans, coaches, and even the players have about each other. Pat Quinn is not a coach that usually matches lines. We know Pat Burns is. Will Pat do a little bit of it here to avoid Burns' matchup? We'll have to wait and see. I talked to Ron McLean about how the Leafs can control Pavel Bure. That is their biggest assignment. There's no doubt about that. And Doug Gilmore took a big hit from Sergio Momesso early in this game. He will not be a protected species in the eyes of the Canucks. I can guarantee you that.
The Vancouver big line is on. Trevor Linden, Bure, and Adams. Didick and Babbage are the defensemen. The Leafs shoot it in with Zezel, Osborne, and Berg on the ice. There goes Zezel chasing Babbage. And the first penalty of the hockey game comes here at 44 seconds into the first period. Dan Marawelli grabs Babbage for knocking the Leaf player down, and the first power play goes to Toronto.
Well, some good forechecking for the Leafs. The puck was kicked back in. Zezel goes to get it, and Babbage hooks him from behind on the way into the boards. So the Leafs will get a power play early in this game. Their power play, 17 for 58 in the playoffs. The Vancouver Canucks penalty killing is one of the reasons they're here. They've allowed only 9 goals in 70 penalty killing situations in these the 94 playoffs.
It'll be interesting to see now if the Leaf power play continues on the successful rate that has been established in these playoffs.
8 for 26 against the Sharks. It's probably the main reason they're here offensively.
Gilmore, Andrechuk, Clark on the ice. The puck bouncing away from Mironov. Ellett is the other defenseman for Toronto. Here he is. Back of the net, Mironov. McIntyre is one penalty killer. Hunter the other up front for Vancouver. The Leafs shoot it in wide of the net. Ellett on the boards. That'll be sent back down the ice. Lume, the defenseman, clearing it. Glenn is with Lume. The Leafs come out. 1.5 minutes left in the penalty to Vancouver. Clark got to center, flipped it up over the line. It is shot back to the net. McLean missed it. Here comes Gilmore. Gilmore goes in and couldn't reach it, and it was lifted high down the ice. Potvin will step out as the Canucks change the penalty killers. Linden is on there now. He's in for checking for Vancouver, and he gets the puck, gets the shot off the blocker of Potvin. Andrechuk back there with Ellett and Gilmore. Andrechuk has to stop. Courtnall is watching him. Moving out is Mironov. He left it for Gilmore, and Clark is coming in. Mironov had to take it behind him. Shot it back to the net. Gilmore is tied up by Linden. Ellett flipped it into Clark. Clark back to Ellett. And again into Clark. Back to the line. Mironov gave it to Ellett. And he stumbled trying to hang on to it and lost it. Came off his stick, and then when he went to move for it, he kind of tripped himself and then couldn't recover.
I think he was surprised to get the pass, and that's what caused the stumble. Well, these teams, of course, scout each other on video. Both teams had a scout at all the games in their previous series. I think the Leaf forwards are going to get a lot more physical attention in front of the net than they did against San Jose. And here's a good example. Brett Hedigan giving Anderchuk a tough time if Anderchuk wants to park there. Urbe's not in glow. McLean is. He will not give the puck away as often as Urbe did on the shoot-ins.
31 seconds left in the penalty to Vancouver. No score, first period. We played just 2:13 of the first. Leafs have not had a shot yet. McCown ahead to Gilmore. Moving up with Borshevsky. Leaves it on the boards and gets it back. Now trying to hit Borshevsky. Here's McCown. First save of the game for McLean. Covered on the short side. McCown again. In for Gardner. His shot. And McLean made another fine stop as he jammed himself to the short side and then going down held it.
I'm not sure McLean saw that. It wasn't a hard shot by McCown, but it was on the net. And when you're on the point, that's your first job. Or sorry, Gardner. Bad angle, he's hoping Borshevsky can tip it or it's screened. Neither of those things happened. McLean makes a better save on an earlier play on the short side. That's the shot from McCowan. McLean has been razor sharp for the Canucks in the playoffs against Dallas. He stopped 94% of the Stars' shots.
Babbage is ready to come back on the penalty. Just 9 seconds left on it now. No score. Zessel gets it to McCown, winning the draw. Here's the shot. McLean the save. Osborne went after it. It hit a stick and went high over the glass into the crowd. And 3 seconds from now, Babbage will be back on.
Well, the quick pass from McCowan to Lefebvre and the shot actually was too quick. I mean, he had no screen. You're not going to beat McLean from there. Lefebvre probably would have been a little smarter to wait for some traffic to get over, but that pass across came so quickly that the Leaf forwards couldn't get to the front of the net. The Russian Rocket, the widest and the whitest vapor trail in the National Hockey League. We'll see it before this game ends.
Imagine, picked up in the 4th round.
Then they had to go to Mr. Ziegler and appeal the fact that he was eligible for the draft. What a break that was for the Canucks. And what a smart move it was to draft him when all the other teams thought he wasn't eligible.
Back to the blue line. Lefebvre shot tipped wide of the goal. Here's Trevor Linden. A long pass to center ice intended for Burry. Lefebvre hooked it back in, playing out of the net. Left it back of the goal. And the Canucks, Jyrki Lumme carries out, long pass across center ice. Just offside, and they'll bring it back inside the line for this face-off. No score in this first period. He'll be exciting in this series. He's helped to lift the Canucks so far. Western Conference Final. Calgary and Dallas, they're gone. Craven comes across center, played it down the left wing. Courtnall is bumped by Gill. Left it for Craven. Craven centered it through the crease. Ellett was there to bat it away. Now it's up front again. What a great chance that was. And the quick shot by Lafayette, just wide. Craven dumped it out again to him. Another shot, and Potvin made a big save, picking out the right pad. That shot was inside the post, and Potvin made a big stop. Jeff Brown comes back for Vancouver. For Lafayette, left it at center ice. It's poked over the line by Jelena. But here's Lefebvre for Toronto. He had to go the other way with Jelena. They're watching him. Played to the line, and Clark picked it up. Tracked to center. Slow getting away, and then fired one high into the crowd. 5:31 into the first, and no score.
Well, we've talked a lot about Bure, but the Vancouver Canucks have a half a dozen forwards that are problems on one-on-one rushes. Jeff Courtnall is one. Adams is another one. Of course, Linden and Todd Gill had to put up with Courtnall, who had a bit of a step on him after taking this nice pass from Craven. Courtnall, who loves to shoot it, from there decided to try and pull it back inside Todd Gill, but Gill would not go for the fake. Right here, he's thinking about coming back in. A good job on a dangerous player.
The Leafs shoot the puck in. Clark along the boards. Mironov was at the blue line, but the puck got in all the way. In back to the net. Momesso shot it out. Up to center ice. Ronning coming in with Jelena. Ronning stopping. Can't get a shot. Gartner took it away from him. Clark dumped it on the boards. And it rolls inside the Vancouver line. Lume back. Gilmore forechecking Lume. Jelena missed it. Gartner tapped it back to Mironov, and he circled to get away from Ronning. Mironov to center, was knocked to the ice by Jelena. Lume back. Gartner in, watching him. The Canucks just clear it to center ice, and the Leafs shoot it back in. Cautious period so far. Two Canucks are up to center ice. Ronning and Momesso. Jelena catching up, going for the net. Ronning can't get a shot. To the line where Babbage let her rip, and he missed the goal. Leafs get it out. Gilmore has to stop to pick it up. Lays it rink wide to McCown as the Leafs were changing, and his shot from center ice stopped by Kirk McLean. This is Diddick. Shoots it in. Ronning is heading off. They're changing quickly. Eastwood turning for Toronto, and out of his own zone. He gets over center and strides up over the line. Andrew Chuck! The shove off McLean's goal step. And into the crowd. A good rush and a fine shot by Andrechuk. Nice save by McLean.
Dave Andrechuk with 1 even strength goals in 13 playoff games. Takes a nice drop pass from Eastwood and forces McLean to make the best save he's made, but I don't think it was on the net. They need Andrechuk to produce in round 3.
Vancouver controls on the face-off. Gerald Diddick back of the net for the Vancouver Canucks, and Babbage comes out. Pass to center, crisp pass, grab, but then lost at the lead blue line, and Babbage will go back to try it again. Osborne is the forechecker. Linden on the move, and couldn't control that pass. A hard one off his stick and into the Vancouver bench.
Everybody's at the game tonight here. There's Mr. Cruz and Mrs. Cruz, Nicole Kidman. Some moviegoers love both those actor and actresses. I only like them a bit. Cruz is a hockey fan. This is the 3rd playoff game he's seen.
Everybody in the country at this time is a hockey fan now, I would say.
In this country, that's for sure.
Bird playing it up, little deep into the corner, and here goes Babbage for Vancouver. Took a hit from Osborne. The puck gets out to center ice, so now they begin to hit a little bit. We expected some hitting. There hasn't been a lot yet. We are nearing the 8-minute mark. Bure in his own zone. Bird nearly took it from him. Bure was knocked down, and the puck comes to center, and Babbage is getting in. He's stopped. Here comes Bure. Couldn't reach it in time. Osborne sent him flying. Here's Bird moving out. Pass goes in off the boards to the left of the net. Fayette is back to pick it up for Vancouver, and Bure got the pass. Bure coming in with a shot, deflected wide of the net. He has it again. Bure back at the goal. Speeding along the line. Had it knocked off his stick and out to center ice. Brown dumps it in. Moving away from Andrechuk as he did. 8.5 minutes into the first period. 5-3 other shots in favor of Toronto. But there is no score in the game yet. Plain leading this. Jeff Brown takes it around the net. Canucks winding up. The Leafs are forechecking and stopping the Canucks before they can get too much of a rush going. They're in now, though. Cordell left and Lafayette shot. Rebound. Huntman made a big save. The rebound, nobody could get near it. And now it's into the crowd again. No score in this first period. 7:40 remaining. Canucks dump the puck in. Poffin stepping behind the net, leaving it for McCown. Adams was forechecking, doing a good job of it, and the Leafs had to shoot it away. Now at center, Lefebvre. He got caught. Adams is coming in with Bure and Linden. Bure with Linden on the puck. The shot from the line is wide of the net. A penalty coming up against Lefebvre. He dumped Bure away 2 minutes for interference, I do believe.
Well, Bure draws a lot of penalties. He knows it. And he, like Gilmore and some of the other stars in this league, when they feel a little tug, sometimes they go down and call the penalty. And there it is right there. A trip, but an easy one. And Bure gets what he wants. The Vancouver Canucks have a power play. Lefebvre gets 2 minutes.
All right, it's the first power play of the game for Vancouver. The Leafs have had one when Babbage was off. Nothing happened. Let's see now if the Canucks can get that first goal. There's Lefebvre in the box. And here's the shot from in behind Felix Potvin. You can see he's parked out at the edge of the crease as they line up for the face-off in that big circle to his right. Gilmore bending in against Trevor Linden. No score, first period. A little over 7 minutes left, and Manderville will send the Canucks back down the ice. Lume is number 21. He's coming back. Jeff Brown, 22. Two fine puck-carrying defensemen. And it's Bure's pass through center. Linden took it onside, heads for the net. And they set up the attack outside the four-man Leaf box. Brown to Linden. He waits to Brown again. He's got a big shot. Linden now. Puck fast. Stopped it. Doesn't find it. And he goes down when he does find it. And that turns out to be a big move by Felix Potvin. The shot, a hard shot from Linden, was stopped by Potvin. A fine save. But then he didn't know where it was.
It was a good stop. And here's a look at it from behind Potvin. He gets it, but not all of it. And then he has to grab it before it rolls in. The Toronto Maple Leafs penalty killing here in the playoffs at Maple Leaf Gardens. They've allowed one power play goal against in 31 shorthanded situations. You can't get much better than that.
No score, first period, 6:37 remaining. See that save by Potvin. The puck dropped down, and from our net cam, you see the line, you see the glove, and that's it. So the Canucks come close. Zezel wrapping at it with Rouse. It's Adams taking over back of the net. Zezel intercepted his pass and then shot it down the ice and got a shot on goal. McLean tipped it ahead to the blue line. Brown, dangerous looking pass, but Brown got away with it and brings it in again. Brown, sharp angle for him. Back to Bure, comes to the net, backs up again, waits for somebody to move open. Bure comes for the net, take the shot. Brown takes it, and he missed. Bure has it. 50 seconds left in the penalty. No score. Bure, shot, blocked. McCown read it all the way, and Jamie McCown just fell to his knees and allowed the puck to come to him.
Some good penalty killing. The Canucks are going to have to move the puck and move without it. If they sit in that five-man formation, even though they've got Linden in front of the net looking for rebounds, the Leafs penalty killers were allowed to stand still and take away all the passing lanes. You can see Lume come roaring in, and that lane was cut off by Berg, and finally Bure decides to shoot it, and McCown goes down nicely to make the shot block.
Face-off comes to the left side of Potvin now. 43 seconds left in Lefebvre's penalty. No score. Just under 6 minutes left in the first period. Canucks win the draw. Brown ahead to Ronning. Ronning skates to the goal line. Now back to Brown at the blue line. Lume's shot. That will get into the crowd. Off Manderville. And the face-off will be just inside the Leaf line.
Well, one player who's had a great playoff, especially round two, Jyrki Lume. He's a chance taker. He's got a good shot. He likes to join the rushes. He led the team in plus-minus in the round against Dallas and got 4 points to boot. Great penalty killing by the two Leaf penalty killing forwards. Manderville is right out there to deflect that puck out. You can see Ellett in front, and the Leafs penalty killing is in top form so far tonight.
30 seconds left in the penalty. The shot kicked out. Big rebound comes back. Potvin, big save again. Ronning coming along the boards. Step back to Brown. He can't handle it. And it's out over the line. seconds left in the Leaf penalty. And they shoot it inside the Vancouver line with 10 seconds left in the penalty. Krushelnyski nearly got in there. Lost the stick on the poke check. Back out for Vancouver. Brown choosing the left wing where Courtnall was cruising in. Centered it. McCown knocked it away. It's intercepted. Lamesso's shot blocked. The penalty over. And the Leafs have killed off that penalty to Lefebvre. Dumped to Krushelnyski. He wrapped it off the boards and got it out. Lamesso slapped it back in and is going off as the Canucks change. Under 5 minutes remaining in the period. Clark up with a shot. A hot one over the net though. And now it's over the glass into the crowd. Clark unloading just as he hits center ice. Got there in a hurry, but was high. Kirk McLean, 3:36 remaining in the opening period. Game 1, the Western Conference Final. Winner of this series on to the Stanley Cup against either the Rangers or the Devils. McCown shoots it in. Hennigan back to the net for Vancouver. And working it out slowly. That's Zessel for checking for Toronto. Pass on to Bury's skate. He has to come back for it. Zessel in there watching him. Hennigan gave it to Bury again. And right away, Berg went in and hit him with a hard hit. They're having words as the Leafs shoot it in. McLean out of the net to stop it. Heavy forechecking by Toronto. Osborne, Zessel, and Berg. Zessel centered it. Got by and behind Osborne, and the Canucks get it out. 3 of them on the rush. Linden is hit by McCown. Now Brown shoots it on the net, and Potvin will slow the pace and smother it with 2:41 remaining in the first period. Still no score.
Oh, a very smartly played game by both teams, especially defensively. There's been some good hits. There's been some excellent defensive decisions. McCowan stands up on a 2-on-2 rush very nicely here at the blue line to make sure Linden doesn't go where he wants to go. Berg is going to try and hit Bury every time he can. There's another look at the McCowan check. You are not going to intimidate Pavel Bury. He's a chunky, tough guy. And you're not going to get a big hole hit at him very often either. You could get a handful of fresh air if you're not careful.
Lafayette at center ice for Vancouver. Eastwood for Toronto. The latter winning that draw. Borshevsky coming out for Toronto. And to back up a bit before crossing to center ice. Now tries to stick handle in. Does get in with a shot. Looped at McLean. He just loved it. Threw it back in the net for Lume. And Machuk hit him. Marinov almost gave it to Courtnall. Hit a stick. Lume tossed it rink wide. And the Leafs have to come back. Craven watching Marinov. The pass off his stick again. And it got to center. Down to Andreychuk. He's over the line with a backhand. Nice stick save. Rebound goes back of the goal. Borshevsky reaching for it, but Courtnall will bring it out. He gets to center ice and lifted a high one in wide of the Leaf net to give the Canucks a chance to change. 1:50 remaining in the period. Here's Todd Gill. He's moving up quickly, and the move sent Clark in ahead of him. Offside.
Well, the Leafs are a shoot-it-in team. And when the puck carrier decides to carry it in and not shoot it in, quite often the winger who's going on the far side, anticipating the shoot-in, goes offside, as Clark did there with Gill on the rush. Andreychuk did get a good backhand away, but I have to say this, both goalies look so confident, so calm here in Game 1. Perhaps that's why they're 2 of the 4 goalies at this time of the year still playing.
10-8 are the shots in favor of Toronto. Ronning trying to pick it up from Clark. Could not. Now he gets it and comes in there. Ronning gets his shot. Waited too long to shoot it. And it was deflected. It got back up front. Quick drive by Lamesso was blocked. Ronning again, but Gilmore will come out for Toronto. Gilmore lost it before he got to the line. Jelena played it back in. Ronning and Ellett bumped together. Ronning going down. And it's Wendell Clark. Playing into Gardner. He's racing in. Fake the shot. Time to go in around the defenseman Babbage, who got enough of him. Gilmore had it hop over his stick. Up for Jelena. Jelena shoots. That's stopped by Potvin. Back to the net, Momesso. Momesso trying to stop Gilmore. It goes to the corner, and Momesso chasing it back at the goal. And Gilmore trying to tie him up. Jelena moving in there. By Gilmore with the pass. Coming up is Didick. He'll keep it in for Vancouver. It's back to the line. The shot by Hedican went high and over the net. Vancouver coming close. The Leafs can't seem to get the puck out now. They roll it to the line. Still not out. Jelena without the helmet over there against Lefebvre. The two players collide. And then McCown fell on that broken stick back of the net. Got back on his skates quickly, goes down, still manages to play it and get it down the ice. 15 seconds left in the period. It is Brown leaving it at center. Moving up and shooting it in is Hedican. Osborne missed a chance to clear it. Zezel does not. And he shoots it to the Vancouver line. That will do it for the first period. As the horn goes on a hit by Berg against Brown. Shots in the first period by Toronto 10 and by Vancouver 9. And as the Canucks file out, we remind you, coming up, Don Cherry in the coach's corner. And the Gill moving up. Shot through center, hit a skate, came to Clark. And he fired it into the corner, back to the net it goes. Babbage headbanding the puck for running. Shoveled it off to Momesso. And he just let it roll in behind the Leaf net. Elliott was back. That one will go high. He tried to clear it and put it into the crowd. Face off in the Leaf zone.
Well, Pavel Bure didn't play as much as I thought he would here in the first period of the first game. Gilmore, not quite as much as he usually plays. But before it's all over, these two guys will play a lot more. The other two big-time scorers for each team, Linden and Clark, about 30 seconds apart in ice time.
Face off to the left of Potvin. And it's knocked into the corner where Zezel picked it up. Leaves it there, back of the net. Linden is the man standing in front of Potvin. Lefebvre decides to give it to Zezel. Back to Lefebvre. Ripped along the blue line to center, and Zezel fires it in. Here comes Osborne. He'll be checked by Brett Hedican. Here's Lefebvre, gets a shot right in front of the net. It was deflected in front of the goal. Bure down the right wing boards and getting over the line. And it kicked away by McCown, who played him well. Fired back in. The Canucks had to get back on side. He shooted it again. Berg picks it up. Bure can't get near him. He ran into Eastwood. Hedican and Lumet. Up to Adams and through center ice. Linden had to take it away. Potvin makes a save off Adams. Here comes Eastwood. Pulled away from Bure. Got it out to Osborne, and he'll just roll it in. Eastwood going in after it. Gets back at the net and stops him there. He's taken in on the boards by Lumet. And the Canucks get it out. Adams through center. That is Linden over the line, dropping it. And up behind the play was Glenn, but he missed the pass. Bure speeding back, intercepted. Bure charged up now, trying to get in there. Goes around the net, hangs onto it, centers it. And the Leafs recovering in front of the goal. They get it out. Orshevsky couldn't pick it up. Lumet lifted a stick. He and Eastwood were going away. McLean had to be alert. Here's Andrechuk centering it. And McLean, who was still down, reached out with the left hand, and he held onto it.
Andrechuk could not get the puck out in front of the net. He was on his wrong wing, so he had a chance. As a right-hander coming down the left wing after the faux pas by the Canucks. Bure, if he catches you and you're half standing still, head for the goal post and get there in a hurry. Mironov just got enough of him to keep from cutting in front. A nice little backhand pass after the rush. And at the other end, McLean sprawls to make the first stop, and Andrechuk tries to pull it to his forehand and get it up. McLean is in a hopeless prone position. Andrechuk couldn't get it over him.
Face off to his right. No score. Second period. Leafs get a shot. Right in front of the net. Vanderbilt took a second smack at it. McLean down again. It comes back out from Vanderbilt. Was dumped. Got back up. Going after the puck. Vanderbilt flipped it back to the net. Glynn took a swing at it. And Craven can't get it out of the zone. Leafs forechecking now. It is centered again. Vanderbilt missed on the backhander, and he was flattened. He's hurt. Mironov shot. Play finally called. Mironov was coming in for the shot, and Vanderbilt is still on the ice, as you see, and he has not moved.
Well, he was really clumped. It looked to me like Marawelli was looking right at it. Remember, if it's a high stick, the linesman can make the call. And there is the stick right there. And down goes Vanderbilt. And when you see the referee checking the down player, you have to assume he thinks there's a penalty call. Normally, he's not going to check an injured player. He leaves that up to the trainer. So we could see a major penalty here. The replay showed clearly Glynn hit him in the head somewhere with a stick.
There's Shakti now talking to the referee Marawelli. And obviously there's Shakti with the helmet. Kevin Collins is the other linesman.
Here's another look at it here. Glynn was really trying to lift up his stick and missed him. And Glynn's stick came up and clipped Vanderbilt.
And he's been cut and is going off now with Chris Broghurst of the Maple Leaf staff. And the referee, Marawelli, has not moved to the penalty timekeeper's bench, so nothing has been called here. Vanderbilt going for repairs.
Vanderbilt right off the face-off had a good chance on a good point shot as he circled and went to the net. Then he couldn't find a handle before he was taken out of the play very nicely by the Canuck defenseman. This is the same chance from the net cam.
Face-off comes just outside the Vancouver line. No score, second period. 2:37 into it. Gilmore won it, and Elliott shoots it in. Along the boards, Gill. He couldn't keep it in. Clark turning in the center ice area. Backhands it across the line to the corner, and now a penalty being called. A hooking call against Vancouver. Gilmore was upended, trying to go in. There's the hook sign. And the Leafs will get another power play as Lafayette gets a hooking penalty.
Among the coaches in the National League, this is called a guilty conscience call. A little minor hook like that after a high stick. Pat Quinn knows exactly, as he's had it happen to him, and he's had it happen for him as a coach in this league.
Vancouver is shorthanded. Second power play of the hockey game for Toronto. We have no score in the game. This penalty comes at 2:51 of the second period. Gilmore, Clark, Gartner, Mironov, and Ellen. McIntyre winning the face-off. It's hammered on the boards by Diddick and chopped down the ice by McIntyre. Mironov will be back there. Ellett will turn to his right. Gilmore takes the puck away from the defenseman and then tosses it back to him. Up to center. Mironov shoots it to the boards in the corner. Diddick trying to knife it out. And Gartner was knocked down. Puck shot the length of the ice. Minute 30 left of the penalty to Vancouver. Leafs moving slowly. And here's Gilmore. Out to center. And he shoots it in. Off the boards, Clark picks it up. Clark bumped in the corner, but he got it loose for Gilmore. He can't center it. Along the boards again, Mironov keeping it into Gilmore. Gilmore getting set to make the play. Back to Mironov, shot deflected. Gartner after. Now Elliott's shot. That's stopped by McLean, and now Mironov. He can't shoot it. Now he does. And that's blocked in front of the net. Gilmore hustles, but he won't get there in time. And the Canucks get it out and down the ice. Hunter cleared it. 50 seconds left in the penalty. And the Leafs come back. Andrechuk gets a break and goes to center. The pass off Gilmore's skate. He shoots it to Borshevsky. He's back at the net. In the other corner, Andrechuk. Back pass to Ellen, moving up. Ellen, take the shot. Here's the shot. Score! The shot from the blue line by Mironov was tipped in front of the net. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, on the Andrechuk goal, lead 1-0.
A great point shot and a smart play by Andrechuk. Look at him going to the net now. Ellen takes the shot. Mironov one-times it. By the time the puck gets to the front of the net, Andrechuk's in front of the net as well as Gardner. But it's Dave Andrechuk's stick right there that redirects it just inside the post. And our net cam will give you a bird's eye view of the first goal of this series.
And number 4, Dave Ellen, time 4:26. Dave Andrechuk, Dmitry Mironov, and Dave Ellen, time 4:26.
There's the announce with the power play goal scored by Andrechuk, his 5th of the playoffs. Mironov and Ellen assisting. 4:26 the time of the goal. And the Leafs lead Vancouver Canucks 1-0. McLean stopping this. Hedican turning. Goes to the open side. The Canucks charged by Osborne now. Zessel moving up. Can't handle it. And Linden turning at his own line. Down to Hedican. He had to stop. It's lifted up to the Vancouver line again. Linden was hit in behind the play by Berg. Linden on his feet and coming in is Hedican. Hedican shot. Knocked away by Potvin. He batted the puck out of the air after making the save. Now Osborne to center. Pulled away from Burry and he shot it in. Here comes Berg again. And he nailed Brown that time. Gilmore tossed it out to center to Rouse. He was stopped by Adams. Adams just rolled it inside the Leaf line. And Gilmore is out in front of the net coming away with Rouse. Rouse up to center. Shoots it in. That's it back to the net. The Leafs in heading now on the forechecking. Running, given a bump by Gilmore. Gardner fell on the puck. And there's no further play.
Got to get some breaks to be successful. This is the rush right before the goal. And it's offside. Kevin Collins waved it clear. I know from linesmaning, the play right in front of you is the hard one to make when you're looking all the way across the blue line. The puck never did come out of the zone before it went into the net.
The Leafs win the draw, and Clark got a shot away. Missed the net. Rouse shooting it from center. Lane covering up for running in full flank. Made a good move. He's a great stick handler, but this time he's forced to go back as Gilmore poked it away from him. Gilmore misses the pass. Clark bumped. Gilmore again chopped at it. Clark takes it, whipped it over for Gardner. Gardner is upended, trying to go in. Jelena was all over him. Here's Ronning again, moving up with Momesso. He's knocked down. And Clark rolled it back to center ice where Gardner was waiting. He ran into the linesman, Kevin Collins. Babbage moving up. Momesso. He'll get a weak shot that's blocked by Gilmore right in front of him. Momesso falling. Jelena on the puck. Turns. Gives it to Momesso. He didn't expect the pass. Running. Centered it right in front of the net. Here's Gardner. And he ripped it on the boards and knocked it down the ice. 1-0, Toronto leading. Nearing the 7-minute mark of the second period, Gill had to back up quickly. He did that, sending Ronning back. Lubeck flipped it up to the Leaf line. The Canucks are changing. Ellen, soft pass ahead to Kushelniski. Gill through center. Ojek is after it. He and Kushelniski butt together. Kushelniski losing the helmet. He and Ojek say a few words and then skate away. And the Canucks shoot it to center. Todd Gill took it on a skate and then ripped it off the boards to center ice. Kushelniski bumping with Glynn at center. More changes for the Canucks. as Gill is forced to go around the net. Two Canucks are in there after him. McIntyre and Hunter. And the Leafs get it out. Here's Gill through center. Comes over the line. Gill for the net. Has to go back at the goal. Leaves it there. Vanderbilt was back on the ice, was going the other way. Baumgartner took a hit at center from Hedican. The Leafs pick it up and come in. Borschensky going in. A shot blocked by McLean. And he shot it away. Cordell to center with McIntyre right there with him. They can't get together. And the Leafs poke it back up. Baumgartner missed the pass. Canucks to center. Craven going over the line. McIntyre, Cordell shooting off the glove of Potvin. Baumgartner bumped his man on the boards, and the Leafs get the puck to the line and out to center ice. Back in for Vancouver. Craven. He'll get a shot. No, he passes. Score! Babic. A beautiful fake shot, and then the pass to Babic. And he blasted it behind Potvin to tie the game.
The Leafs had the puck in the neutral zone. Couldn't get it back as it goes off Baumgartner's stick. The two defensemen play the three forwards. It's the fourth guy on the rush. It's Babic who makes a great shot to beat Potvin to make it 1-1. Here's another look at it. Babic takes his time, beats Potvin on the short side, looked up, had that puck in front of him so he could see the net and the puck, and just put it by Potvin.
44, Dave Levens. Says number 32, Murray Craven. And number 25, Dave Lafayette. 8:52. Dave Levens.
8:52. The time of the goal, and what a great play by Craven to set him up. Lafayette also got an assist on the goal by Babic. 1-1 tie now. Craven had Potvin fooled as he reared back to shoot it and saw Babic come in. Made a fine play. Nearing the halfway mark of the second period. 1-1 the score. Here's Lefebvre coming back in his own zone. Poked it on the glass and got it up to center. Glynn. He lost it, and Zessel is on it with a shot. Low shot that Tane kicked out, and the penalty coming up against Vancouver. Linden, I think, got caught back there, taking Berg to the ice, and we'll be back with a power play for Toronto. And in the penalty box, Nab for hooking here at 9:42.
Earlier, Mike Gardner was hit and his stick went into the crowd. The fan runs down and gets it and then passes it over the boards, and the puck comes right to Gardner. The fan thinks he's going to get an assist on this goal, and he wants to get credit for it. If that had been a Canucks stick, it'd be in the graves by now.
Here's Dave Ellett as the Leafs win the draw on this power play to Clark. Clark closing in there. Pass to the side of the net and back to him. Canucks trying to clear it. Got it high over the glass into the crowd, and the face-off is going to be, I think, outside the line. It came off a Leaf stick before going out.
Yes, it did, and that'll cost them the 60 feet. Ellett and Wendell Clark talking over a play that they want to change a little if the same situation occurs in the rest of this power play. 10:07 to go in the second period. The score 1-1, 1:49 left in Linden's penalty.
From the face-off, here's Mironov. Shooting the puck from center. They just want to pound it in and go in and hope to pick it up, and Gilmore does behind the net. But he's checked. Hunter went in there and lost a chance to move it. Mironov coming up. Had to take it on a skate, so no shot that time. Clark on an angle, let her rip anyway. Deflected away from the net. Clark poked it in there for Gilmore, and the Canucks hit Clark trying to clear it out. Hunter couldn't get it by him. Gilmore twisting and turning inside the line. To Mironov, over to Ellett. Ellett got away from McIntyre. Centered it right in front. Clark hit the side of the net. Clark is after it again. Back to Mironov. Takes the drive. That's deflected away by Hunter. And McIntyre shoots it to center ice. Minute left in the penalty. The Leafs pressing and coming in. Here's Ellen. In with the shot. Faked it. Centered it. Break through the crease and nobody in on it. Clark to the blue line. Up to Gilmore. Clark again. Left it for Ellen. To Clark. And back to Ellen. Here's Mironov. He put a shot in. Big rebound. Back to Mironov. To Gilmore. He has to turn back to the line where Ellen was waiting. Mironov! Pull-up shot, he missed. Gilmore again. 25 seconds left in the penalty to Vancouver's Linden. 1-1 the score. Ellen left it for Mironov, and he drifted one high. Mironov again, and Ellen was waiting, but it goes to the corner. Clark back to the net. Leafs good power play. Looking for one here. Mironov not much on it that time. Clark centered it. Scramble, and the Canucks get it out and down the ice as the penalty expires. Linden is out of the penalty box. 1-1 tie. Great pressure by Toronto. Now Burry shoots it in. They had to get back on side. They did not. And a penalty being called against Toronto on this play.
Rowan now gets set for the...
The play went offside at the Leaf blue line, and in behind the net, Dave Ellett was nabbed for holding.
Take a look at the bottom right of the screen there. He had Trevor Linden's sweater. It may have been caught in Ellett's club gauntlet, but nevertheless, he's in there for 2 or less.
And Vancouver looking to take the lead now. That penalty was late coming, as you just saw on a replay, just off the big circle to the right of Potvin. Ellett had gone back of the net, and then they called the penalty. Well, he's in the box. Vancouver looking for a power play goal here. Back to the line it comes. Here's Lumet. Other way with it. Lumet again. Flipped in by Brown once more. Now at the side of the net. They work it on the outside fine. Here's the first shot. That's deflected. Lumet backs up. Brown. No shot from him this time. Cecil was standing in front of him. Brown again. Might go now. Shot low and just wide of the net. Cleared down the ice. A minute gone and the penalty to Ellen. Offside. That rush at the blue line, offside.
Trevor Linden shows you what life is like in front of the net. If you're going to stand there against the Leafs, it's going to be a tough place to live. The Canuck point men have got to get shots through and see if Linden can get a stick on any of them.
The Devils and the Rangers, 7:30 tomorrow night Eastern Time. That's game 2 from Madison Square Garden. And don't forget the Canucks and the Maple Leafs go at it again Wednesday here at Maple Leaf Gardens at 7:30 time. Start. And these games coast to coast on the CBC network. Molson Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs. 7 minutes remaining in the second period. 58 seconds in Dave Ellett's penalty. 1-1 the score. Puck is knocked down by Rouse. And he rips it away. McLean waits for Burry to come back. Give him a little bit of room and he'll take it all. But the pass gets to the line from Babic and was intercepted, and the Leafs clear it again. Running back. Again, Todd Gill kills some time by shooting it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the power play. Here's Burry trying to wind up. Gets away from one and another. To the line. He's going in there. Finally, Gilmore caught him. Gilmore in the corner with McCown and Memesso on him, and Lefebvre has the puck. And the Leafs have killed off this penalty to Dave Ellett. His penalty over. 1-1 tie with 5:55 left in the second period. Memesso playing it up there right on the Clark stick. And he just shot it to center. Hedican flipped the high one in. Potvin will step in behind the net. Messa was coming in, so he had to move it. Gardner ahead to Gilmore, and he had to get rid of it down the ice with Hedican all over him. Here's Hedican. Gilmore stole it. Comes in there and hangs on to it with Gardner in front of the net. But now it's back to the line, and Gilmore kept it in. Gardner gets set for the play in front where Clark was waiting. And it was blocked by Brown. Play called. Good play by Jeff Brown.
Your channel.
Well, Bob and Harry, 15 seconds of fame. That's all you ever ask. And there's a fellow here about to receive his moment in the sun. This is Bob Stellick, the Director of Business Operations for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What's your name, sir?
Dave Purdy.
What a smart move, Dave. I think you're pretty popular in this section.
I love Gardner. I wouldn't mind helping him anytime. He's a great player.
Look up there. Bob, Harry.
All right. There's the guy who rescued the stick from Mike Gardner. Now, he lost the stick over the glass, and instead of going to the bench, he got over there. He saw this fan hollering and waving the stick, and now he gets the present autographed. Big night for him.
Looks like a player's got a black right eye.
4:25 left in the second period. 1-1 the score. Adams from center ice shot it in. Bure, Linden, the big line for Vancouver. And Bure intercepts a pass, put it in there. Here's Adams. He bagged on it, had his stick lifted. McCown back across center ice and takes a long shot. McLean ducking but grabbed it. It was up high. Had it gone over the net, he was taking no chances. Lefebvre fires it back in. The Leafs are changing. And here's Berg shooting it to the corner around the net. Zensel tried to tip it in front and did. And Osborne just failed to jam it in. Zensel again after it with Osborne taking over. This centering pass, Zensel at the side of the goal, forced to go around against Lume. Lume tied him up and knocked him down, and Bure flipped it out to Adams. He's coming across center alone on the rush, and finally falls to the ice on the checking of Lefebvre. Pass to Gilmore, 1-1 the score. Coming in, Bird shot, blocked by McLean. And Kirk McLean looks solid in there, covering that angle and allowing the puck to come to him.
Tonight's jackpot is $900.
Face-off, Clark fired a bullet, and McLean made another fine stop. He looks very poised, does he not?
Bob, don't you miss Arthur Zerbe, who added a degree of excitement to one of the most boring plays in hockey, the shoot-in. McLean makes the save on a quickly won face-off by Gilmore to Clark. McLean won't come out of the net every time, and when he does, he makes an intelligent move with it.
Well, he obviously is a goaltender, and there are a few of them who can handle the puck masterfully. How many rebounds off this guy? 1-1 the score, 3:15 remaining in the second period. Vancouver in a little bit of a jam, had to just lift it away as everybody appeared to be covered. So Gill will start it out for Toronto. Behind the net. Forced to move to the boards. Momesso caught him. He still hangs on to it. Now to Ellen. Ellen played it out to center ice. The checking getting close again. Momesso will go in there and chase Ellen. Ellen back of his own net, and of course he touched it. The shot coming from the other side of center, and that's an icing call against Vancouver.
Vancouver Canucks 5-1 on the road in the playoffs. They were one of 6 teams during the season to win more away than at home. They were one of 7 teams in the National League to win 20 or more times on the road. And that becomes even a more important factor in the eyes of the Leafs with the 2-3-2 setup. As Pat Burns mentioned many times to the press yesterday and today, They think they have to win both games at home in order not to get behind a huge 8-ball when they go out to play games 3, 4, and 5, if there is one, in Vancouver.
From the face-off, Osborne leaving it for the blue line shot by Lefebvre. And again, McLean just hangs on to it. Next game here, of course, is Wednesday. And as Harry mentioned, the Vancouver series, 3 of them, if the third game out there is necessary. Friday, Sunday, Tuesday.
The Leafs have been winning all kinds of offensive zone face-offs, and if that continues, the team losing them is going to get burned.
Linden won this draw cleanly, and it goes around the net, where Hedican tries to start out. Lefebvre just pounds it back in. Brown, bumped by Osborne. Brown gets the puck again, poked it up for Adams. Adams shot it by Lefebvre, and he tried to go through the 2 defensemen, McCown being the other, and McCown takes over. Up to Osborne. Shot it to center, and the Canucks bang it back in. Berg ran into Bure again at center ice. 2 minutes left in the second period. The score tied at 1. Leafs got the first goal, and the Canucks tied it. Toronto's goal on a power play. The Leafs dump it in. Here comes Zezel to pick it up off the glass. Centered it right in front of the net. Not much of a shot by Berg, though, and McLean had no difficulty with it. A minute 40 left in the period. Lead pass to Bure, knocked it down smartly. Now he's chasing Rouse. Rouse missing it. Bure spun around by the Leaf defenseman. And Toronto gets the puck up to center, where Gilmore flipped it to Gardner. One man back, shoot! Bullet shot and high and wide of the net. And it's over the glass, into the crowd. And the crowd buzzing on that hard shot by Mike Gardner. Toronto out shooting Vancouver 11-6 in this second period with only 30 seconds left in it now. And the score tied at 1. Vanderbilt went in, trying to poke it free. It is shot to center ice. Lefebvre and McCown hammer it back in. Vanderbilt picks it up first. Poked it into Andrechuk. Andrechuk on the boards. He's covered by Babbage. Ronning flipped it behind his own net to Jelena, with Vanderbilt easing up on him, and the shot by Krushelnyski blocked by McLean. Again, Vanderbilt forechecking, but the horn goes, and they run out of time here in this second period. 2-period shot total is 21-15 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And coming up in our second intermission, Ron McLean will say hello to Mark Osborne of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Going into the third period, and Diddick gaining the zone right away. Momesso, though, was in a bit too quickly. Offside.
Well, Tom Cruise and his wife are here. Many fans of his, but another athlete's in the crowd that perhaps means a lot more to some. Dave Barr, the great Canadian golfer, getting up. And behind him, Larry Ashley. You can just see the corner of his jacket. Getting over some chemotherapy. What a joy to see Larry here. I am sure his presence have inspired the Vancouver Canucks.
Dave Allen hit the stick of Gilmore trying to shoot the puck in. The Canucks shoot it down the ice. This is going to be icing against Vancouver. So the slow pace continues as we start the third period. The score very close, 1-1. That was Manderville, I believe, on the bench. He was cut earlier. Apparently he's okay.
Gardner's cut. Gilmore's hurt. There's Manderville. He's got that cut on the top of his nose and between his eyes. He'll have that raccoon appearance tomorrow morning. 2 shiners.
24 seconds into the third period. Lefebvre flipping the puck in on the boards in the corner. Here comes Osborne. It is centered all the way back to the line. Lefebvre shot, tipped in front, and scores!
puck. If you follow that principle in this game, you will pick up some garbage goals. Zezel goes from the corner, and then Bob, as the angle was disappearing and time was running short, after he tipped it, he backhanded it into the net. It looked like an open net, but from where he shot it, there wasn't much space between the posts.
So for the second time in the game, Toronto Maple Leafs are in front. Zezel from Lefebvre and Osborne at 38 seconds of this third period. And another icing call against Vancouver. And remember, on the last icing, the Leafs won the draw, and it resulted in that Zezel goal.
Well, if you stand in front of the net with this big Vancouver defense, you could get in trouble. They're not going to allow that. But Zezel is never standing still. He makes the tip in, he finds the rebound and puts the backhand in before any Vancouver defenseman can get near him. And here's the reaction on the Leaf bench as they go ahead early in the third period.
Peter Zezel's first from Lefebvre and Osborne. Toronto 2, Vancouver 1. Marinov's shot, that missed the net. Eastwood was parked in front of McLean. The Canucks shoot it up inside the line. But Craven had gone all the way in as Lafayette picked it up. Offside call. We have hit the 2-minute mark of the third period. And the Leafs are leading this one 2-1. Here's a shot by Gill. Gloved down by McLean. And McIntyre fell trying to skate out with it. Babbage is bumped in the center ice area. Threw one back at Vanderbilt. Gerald Didick back of his own net. Didick going to the corner with the pass, and Babbage, his defense partner, gets it up to center. Vanderbilt intercepted. Striding in on Didick. He fell trying to cut the corner. Ojic coming back. Backhands the puck ahead. And the Canucks from center ice bring it in. Hunter gets a weak shot away, but Potvin was fooled. He didn't see it till the last second. Kicked out the left pad to make the save. The Leafs jump on it. It is shot in. They are changing now as Brown turns at his own blue line. Ahead it goes to Adams. Linden right behind him. Linden shot. Blocked by Potvin. Linden after it again. Berg takes his man, while Gill gets the puck and shoots it down the ice. Hedican played it to center to Trevor Linden. He backed it up again. Brown. Long pass by Zezel. Here comes Pavel Bure. He comes in with a shot. He missed by a couple of feet. It gets all the way back to Hedican. To Brown. And Brown played it through to Linden again. Poke checked at the blue line. Long drive for Potvin to handle with the stick. 3.5 minutes into the third period. The Leafs with a goal, scored by Zezel at 38 seconds, have taken a 2-1 lead. Berg stopping the puck near center and flipping it on the boards and getting it in and getting off. The Leafs changing, as do the Canucks. Lume wants to go with it. He got by Gardner and fell. And here's Gilmore leaving it for Clark, and Gilmore on the rush, but he missed the pass. And Ronning has to go back. Ronning circles with Jelena. Getting in behind Jelena, giving him the puck down. It's broken up at the Leaf line by Gardner. Gardner moved up with Gilmore. The pass too far for Gilmore. And two Canucks break away. Here's Momesso coming in with Ronning. Ronning's pass! Good play by Potvin. Stopping the shot on the short side. The Canucks trying to center it. Finally, Alec takes it and gets it out of the zone. Lume again will shoot it in. 4.5 minutes into the third period. 2-1 Toronto here in game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Babbage shooting it in. Again, Potvin will stop it for Dave Ellett. Canucks changing as Ellett comes at him. Right wing pass, Gardner missing it. Babbage put it ahead again. And the Leafs from their own blue line. Ellett shot it down the ice. McLean has to play it though, as Clark was in. Babbage coming out for Vancouver. Up it goes to Lafayette. He couldn't get over the line. That's offside. Cordnell grabbed the puck just as he hit the blue line. Lafayette was already in. Line. 5 minutes into the third period. The Leafs lead 2-1. Shot back in, and Mironov will have to hurry. Craven is coming in there. Flipped into the corner, and the Canucks are on it. Leafs covering though. Vanderbilt was given a shot. Play goes right on, and the Canucks shoot it at the net, but Andrechuk will grab it now. A penalty is being called, and it's going to be against Toronto. Or is it?
The Leafs are going to get a penalty. Vanderbilt for holding. He dropped a stick, Bob, and wrapped his arms around the Vancouver player in front of the net. He thinks there should have been a penalty before this, right here on both of them. Puck goes behind the net. Vanderbilt runs in
Number 18, Ken Vanderbilt, 2 minutes for holding.
and pins Jeff Courtnall against him. Now, he could have had a penalty there, so could have Courtnall. So finally, the referee watches all this, doesn't call it, and then sorts out Vanderbilt here, who could have had a triple minor. And maybe the referee should have called the first 2 infractions, sent one from each team off, and avoided all the other ones.
Well, it is Vanderbilt holding at 5:23. Vancouver's third power play of the game coming up. Their goal came on even strength. Babbage has that one. Now they're passing it around on the outside. Knocked down to Bure. Bure played it in back of the net. Canucks trying to center it. The 4 Leafs keeping them outside. They show some patience, and now Brown misses it, and it's fired down the ice. 1:40 left in the penalty to Vanderbilt. Toronto 2, Vancouver 1. Nearing the 6-minute mark of the third period. Up through center, Lume trying to split the defense. Here's a chance. Shot stopped by Potvin. It was drilled by Brown, who's got that great shot, but right at Potvin, who was in the great position to see it all.
Well, what a play by Jamie McCowan to knock Martin Gelinas down so he couldn't get the rebound after Potvin made that stop. Jyrki Lume, who's had a great playoff for Vancouver, leads the rush. The puck squirts back to the point man. He lets it go, and there's McCowan, making sure that if Gelinas is going to score, he's going to score when he's on his back. Here's the way Felix Potvin saw it. He makes the save, he juggles the puck, and McCowan makes sure Gelinas can't find it before Felix Potvin does.
Well, the Leaf goalie saw that one, as you did, from that camera in the net all the way, and held it. Trevor Linden comes on now with Bure, parked to his right. Gelinas going for the net, the shot missing the goal. Lume keeping it in deep for Linden back of the net. Lefebvre stopped him, knocked it to the corner. McCown with a chance, he ran into Brown. Brown rolled it ahead again. It goes back at the net. Here's Lefebvre. Gelinas after him. Lefebvre going the other way. Bure spotted that move. Down to the line. McCown missed it. It's centered and shot away and down the ice by Sylvain Lefebvre. 50 seconds left in the penalty. Here come the Canucks. Bure over the line. He's checked quickly. Keeps going though. Krushelnyski after it. Poked it away for Berg. Berg shoots at the length of the ice. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Kent Manderville of the Maple Leafs. 2-1, Toronto leading. The Canucks looking for a power play goal here to tie it. Down the far side, and Rouse stops that play. Babbage is turning. 25 seconds left in the penalty. It's shot down the ice with Elliott back. Icing waved off, and as he fired it on the glass, it went high and got into the crowd. Elliott thought maybe an icing call was coming.
Well, there's been no apparent problem for the Leafs energy viewpoint after having gone 7 games with San Jose. Only Pat Quinn knows whether his team was a little slow getting going tonight because of their layoff. That 7-game series with San Jose and the rest the Canucks had may show itself, Bob, if this series goes 6 or 7, which it looks like it could easily do.
7 minutes and 5 seconds into the third. Vancouver winning the draw. Shot booted away by Potvin. Got the left pad on that one. Again, it's cleared out by Gilmore. 8 seconds left in the Vanderbilt penalty. And the Leafs have killed that one off. So Ronning moves up. Cliff Ronning shot. Potvin blocked that again. And fell on it before Courtnall could get too close. Now 2 players went after Courtnall. The second was Gilmore, who gave him a little shot along the boards as they thought Courtnall was in too close to the net, with Potvin holding it. Zazzle has given Toronto a 2-1 lead at 38 seconds here in the third period. Flipped in by Toronto again. Eastwood was hit. He's going off. Icing called against Toronto. And Eastwood, I think, caught a high one.
Well, give Eastwood credit, boy. I don't know how he got to the bench. He was really rattled. And he got there, but he didn't get there without a compass, because he takes this shot right here and his head bounces off the glass. Gino Wojcik, watch this. This is the longest width he's ever skated. Give him credit. He didn't lie down and roll around. He got to the bench. And you can see his teammates appreciated it.
Is at the penalty box now, and it looks as if the Canucks have picked up one here.
I wonder if it's a minor or 10 minutes, Bob. It certainly occurred during the stoppage, and it wasn't the hit on Vanderbilt or on Eastwood.
It was a misconduct penalty against Wojcik of the Vancouver Canucks.
Well, this is well after the play. Eastwood made that harrowing trip across the rink. Todd Gill talking to Wojcik. And perhaps Wojcik had a comment or two to Mr. Marawelli or his 2 linesmen.
So he's gone for 10, 12 minutes and 5 seconds left in the third period. Toronto leading 2-1. On the Zazzle goal at 38 seconds of this third period. Adams trying to work something free. Bure down the far side and shot in by Brown. The Leafs back there covering. Berg was up there. He did not see Zazzle ahead of him. Osborne chasing Hedican. He took the puck away from him and centered it, but Bure has it. He had to move it quickly as Zazzle was on top of him. The Leafs drill it in. Zazzle will take it off the boards. Flip it back at the net. McLean was out there. And Brown again shot it to the line. It came out. The count played it in. And Zazzle wisely just lifted a stick and didn't catch it. He was away offside had he played it. Linden through center. Brought in over the line by Hedican. He's knocked down by Gill. And Berg tipped it down the ice, so no icing at the 9-minute mark of the third period. Toronto leading by a goal. Long pass going astray, and again they wave off the icing. So Potvin will play, and he missed it back to the net. The Leafs get back. Gilmore whistled a pass ahead for Clark. He couldn't find it. Todd Gill shot it out to open ice. And the Canucks come back to line up. Craven circle back. Again, Courtnall reaching for the pass. Now he gets it away from Clark. Gets up over the line, and he was hit by Gill. And again, Toronto just happy to clear the zone. Clark went up there, missed it. But here's Gardner with Gilmore. Gardner's shot is blocked by McLean. Loose puck to Gardner. It's fired by him. By Glynn into the crowd. That'll bring about a face-off in the Vancouver zone to the left of Kirk McLean.
The Leaf bench stood up thinking Kirk McLean hit it out of the rink on the short hop. Gardner with a rolling puck. And they're good ones to shoot every once in a while, and that dropped a little bit. As you can see, it was not. It's a funny rule. The skaters can hit it out of the rink, but the goalie can't. And here the Leaf bench, they think that McLean knocked it out.
But it was Glenn. And the face-off to the left of the net. Coming on to the halfway mark of the third period. Toronto Maple Leafs 2, Vancouver Canucks 1. Babbage, the goal scorer for Vancouver, gets it off the boards down the ice. Rouse away from Momesso. The Leafs get it out across the line to center. Krushelnyski poked it ahead to Vanderbilt. Couldn't control the high pass, and Ronning missed it at center ice. Once again, Toronto won it. Krushelnyski flipped it in. Vanderbilt skates back on side, and now comes in for checking. Babbage against Krushelnyski. Left it for Momesso, and he shot it out to center ice. This is Ronning over the line. Ronning had to back up, and Andrechuk took it away from him, and it shot down the ice again. 9:30 left. Play goes ahead to the line to Ronning. Here's Momesso, shoots, gets it again, and a second shot missed the net. First one was blocked at the defense, and the Leafs now just keep dumping it out. This one into the crowd. Very high and behind Potvin. The shot deflected. 9:16 remaining in the third period. By Van. At the line is Brown, screen shot. Didn't hit the net. Leafs dump it out again. Brett Hedigan. Played it to Brown, he slammed it in. There goes Momesso, the first one on the puck, but Rouse got it. Shot it back at the goal, Elliott missing it. Moving up on it though to clear the zone. Got it off Ronning and out. Clark lost it to Ronning. Ronning stick handling in there, finally fell, and Clark gets away. He tried to throw it over to Gardner, but it was intercepted at center ice by Brown. Again, Potvin stepping behind the net. The Canucks are changing. 6:40 remaining in the third. Leafs cleared to center again. Clark with the poke check, and here's Gilmore. Moving up with Gardner. Gilmore has to back off. Now he just slips it in across the Vancouver line. 6:30 left. Bure on the ice. Here he comes. Up to Linden. Linden moving up with a shot. Potvin to save on the short side. And McCown takes it, backing away from Linden. Goes in front of the net to Berg, and Berg made sure it got out. Cecil threw it up to Osborne, one man back. Berg catching up. Berg missed it. And a good play by Adams back there. Adams now on the attack. Goes back at the net. Osborne chasing him all the way. Linden in the fade. Bumped hard. Linden whipped it back along the boards to Adams. Trying to get to the net. No room to get in there. Diddick is in deep. He shot it from the corner. It hit McCown back at the net. A wraparound attempt doesn't work. And it gets out over the line. 5:35 remaining in the third period. Toronto 2. Vancouver 1. Bure trying to stir things up here, and he's knocked down. And Osborne slapped it out to Lefebvre. He got it as far as center. And the Canucks bring it back in. Diddick winding up. The pass goes in front of Potvin. Vanderbilt poked it out to Osborne. And that'll be an icing call all the way down the ice. We have 5 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in regulation time. 2-1, Toronto. Both goalies in a hockey game solid tonight. There's Felix Potvin with 21 stops. And we remind you, we'll have your Molson 3-star selection right after the hockey game. He's been solid.
You think that guy that threw the stick back on the ice to Gardner will get any votes, Bob, as one of the 3 stars?
Felix busy again, hugging the post on that attempted wraparound. Cornell got in close, a scramble in there, and Todd Gill broke through everybody and cleared the net area. Less than 5 minutes left in the third period. The Leafs 2, the Canucks 1. Brown deep in his own zone, lead pass to the blue line. Canucks moving up there. Lafayette stopped by Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt comes over the line. And a weak shot in wide of the net. Hedigan takes it off the boards. It is Krushelnyski stopping him. To Andrechuk. He had to take the pass in the backhand, and a 3-on-2 shaping up for Vancouver. Down goes Courtnall. Here's Lafayette, the pass behind him. Hit a skate, and he couldn't do much with it. Todd Gill, with the Leafs changing, got it ahead. Gardner speeding out with Gilmore and Clark. Gardner in, a hard shot. McLean the save, he made that look easy, but it wasn't that easy. Bullet shot from Gardner. Momesso dumped it ahead, a 3-on-2, Vancouver again. Ronning gives it to Jelena, going in, shot, block, rebound, and it goes back in the net. They fight for it back there, Potvin hugging the post. It comes around the boards in the corner. Rouse missing it. Gilmore was slammed hard in there, and he's shaken up. Momesso slammed him. Gilmore went out to helmet, Lume the shot, Potvin the save. There's McCown. He dumped it away to the line. It's still not out. Gilmore missing it. Gilmore chasing it now. Took a hard hit. Takes his man running. Allowing McCown to move it out over the line. And now the Canuck player down. Hit near center ice. It's Jelena who fell to the ice. 3:20 remaining in the third period. It is really heating up here now between these two teams. As expected, this series would be physical. Really, Harry, it's taken till now to get something going. 3:20 left, and Toronto leading by a goal. What a shot Gilmore took on the boards.
I mean, in all honesty, I know Marawelli doesn't want to call a penalty in this tight a game, this late in the game. He could have called a half a dozen penalties on that shift. Not only the shot Gilmore took, but the shot Jelena took, and there have been a half a dozen guys cut tonight, and it's no coincidence. This is going to be a brutal, physical series, and maybe the winner will be the team with the most guys standing in 12 days.
Jelena obviously shaken up. He was hit between the two blue lines. And there's where he got it, just outside the line.
But here's the hit on Gilmore. Two guys roared him in. Marawelli not calling anything. Both coaches obviously upset. Obviously upset at some of the non-calls, but they are pleading with Marawelli now. Don't call one now. You've set the stage. Don't change.
26-25. The shots in favor of Toronto. Gilmore back on. Taking this draw against Lafayette, who won it. Shot was blocked at the blue line. Babbage couldn't get it by Kushelewski, who kicked it ahead to Vanderbilt, and he was checked before moving too far. Vanderbilt stopping it again. There's Babbage picking it up. Through the middle they come, but that's offside. Courtnall was across center, taking the pass. 2 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third period. Toronto 2, Vancouver 1.
Vanderbilt's been very strong for the Leafs. This is not a game for those who aren't brave. This is not a game if you don't think the Stanley Cup is the most important thing in your life. And there may be 6 more of them.
Ojic, the misconduct over on the Vancouver bench. 2:02 left. Canucks winning these face-offs and circling back with this one. It was a dangerous move with Gardner of the Leafs in there. Ronning turns back in his own zone and comes out to Lume. Lume's pass stopped near center. Shot in by Momesso. Gardner stripped him, and he's going to get a penalty for it. Gardner put the grab on Momesso, and the referee, Marawelli, has finally got the whistle out, and it's a Leaf penalty to Mike Gardner. And this penalty comes with 1 minute and 42 seconds remaining in the third period. Here it is.
This is a penalty, there's no doubt about it. There's been 25 of them in this period. With 1:42 to go, Marawelli is being totally unfair, calling one of those after the ones he didn't call. If he wants to call that, That's fine. It was a penalty. But don't pick it out of the bushes now. That is unfair to both teams. I know the Canucks appreciate it, and I know the Leafs don't. But the game doesn't deserve that call after what he's let go.
Well, there's Mike Gardner in the penalty box. It's a holding call. It comes at 18-18. That means a minute 42 seconds remaining in regulation time. And now, the Vancouver Canucks, who are 0 for 3 in the power play department tonight, get a golden opportunity to tie this hockey game. These are the people who help put the televised part of the game together each and every night. And as we keep saying, do a heck of a job. Well, we're ready now to go to the left of Felix Potvin. And the 4 Leaf defenders getting together to talk about how they might try to defend for Felix Potvin. It'll be Berg, Lefebvre, and McCown, and Zezel will try to win the faceoff. Vancouver will have the big guns. Linden, Adams, Bure, Brown, and Lume. A minute 42 left in regulation time. Toronto leading 2-1. And the Leafs are shorthanded now. The Canucks going after it. Puck back to the line to Lume. He's waiting. To Brown. To Lume. Lume waiting for somebody open. Finds Brown at the blue line. Everybody covering in front of Potvin. It'll be Bure. Bure looking at the net. Taking the shot. Here's the pass in close. Potvin, the big save. Linden fanned on a rebound. Zezel takes his time before dumping it into the Vancouver zone. 1:10 left in regulation time. Bure out to center, lost it. Here's Osborne. He's coming in with McLean away out of the net. They tried to get the extra man on it. Nearly backfired, but McLean reached back. Here's Krushelnyski trying to lift one. He did. But he lifted the puck high over the glass into the crowd. Now, the Vancouver net is empty. There's the goaltender, Kirk McLean. He's on the bench. 50 seconds remaining in regulation time. Toronto penalized earlier. And Mike Gardner is still in the penalty box as you look at Osborne coming in. Look at the goalie now, McLean. He was going off as they tried to get the extra man on.
I think the Leafs might be complaining, Bob, but when he did go off, the 6th skater jumped on before McLean got in the 10-foot radius, which would have been a whistle and a face-off at the red line. That's the linesman's call.
50 seconds remaining in regulation time. 2-1 Toronto. Big face-off. The Vancouver net is empty. On the boards to the corner. Got out. Bure missed it. 42 seconds remaining. Regulation time. The Canucks, 2 extra skaters out there as the Leafs are penalized. McCown couldn't clear it. Here's Trevor Linden. Scores! Trevor Linden, and Burns is upset over there. He's calling an offside, but there was no whistle. And a Vancouver Canucks with 2 extra men, and Linden breaking for the net. Put one by Potvin to tie it with only 29 seconds remaining in regulation time. That'll be a power play goal.
Pat Burns calling for the offside. That's what he's upset, or the interference right there on the right defenseman. It doesn't appear to be offside. There's no question about that. Linden makes a nifty little backhander along the ice, just inside the left post. Here it is here.
Time 19:30. Trevor Linden.
Here's a look from the net cam. Potvin, backhands are tough to play, especially when they don't put them up.
.1930, the time of the goal by Trevor Linden of the Vancouver Canucks. And they have tied it here. The net was empty. They had the extra man on the power play anyway, and they finally got their power play goal. As you see, Pat Burns, the coach, up on the bench, hollering at the linesman. Linden broke in and beat Potvin.
I think he was hollering at the interference on the Leaf right defenseman, not on the offside, because it's Marawelli he's directing his comments to. And I think Marawelli now take a look at the right here. The screen on Bob Rouse. Or is it Lefebvre? Just enough that he can't get back in the play. He didn't go down. Jelena, number 23, running a little interference right there. Smart play by Jelena. Just enough that Lefebvre gets out of the mix, but not enough to knock him down.
The scoring play was Linden, his 9th of the playoffs. A power play goal for Vancouver. Ronning and Bure drawing the assists. The time officially 19:30, so it's 2-2 here in game 1. 23 seconds remaining in regulation time. Clark played one end to Gilmore. He centered it. It came off Linden and got into McLean, who was alert. Clark will stop it with 10 seconds remaining. Took a high shot. That is knocked down, and Linden will dump it away. Doesn't get out. It goes back to the net with 3 seconds remaining, and that'll do it. The third period is over. The Canucks get a goal with 30 seconds left in that period to tie the game and send it into overtime. Vancouver out shooting Toronto 12-5 in the third period, and over 3 periods now, 27-26 in favor of the Canucks. So the score at the end of regulation play is Toronto 2 and Vancouver 2, and we'll return with our overtime coverage right after this. And for the hero of the moment for Vancouver, Trevor Linden gets ready to square off with Peter Zezel. Overtime underway. Pass to Adams. He was onside, holding the line and putting it in there on the net. Bure is after it. Lefebvre takes it. Canucks are in deep, looking to score early. Adams shoots it around the net. And Andreychuk dumped it ahead to center. Here's a break for Zezel. He has room. Shoots. Great save by McLean. Boomed off his left pad. That break by Zezel. He's got the good hard shot. And he had all of that one. McLean, the first big save here in overtime. Now Linden is at it again. He's getting in there, poked away by Lefebvre. It's centered. Once again, Zezel is skating out with Andreychuk trying to catch up. Zezel over the line, the shot deflected to the boards, and he backs off and gets to the bench. Andreychuk intercepting. McLean alert. Knocked it out of the air with a goal stick. He had it high, apparently, and the referee calls the play for a face-off in the Vancouver zone.
Well, young Brent Hedigan got caught standing still at the offensive blue line. That gave Peter Zezel the chance on the 2-on-1. Watch how fast Hedigan recovers. Now he's dead caught, and he comes back and puts a little bit of heat on Zezel, who could have walked to the net if Hedigan hadn't appeared on the scene. A great skater, Hedigan.
Gilmore, Gartner, and Clark. Lafayette at the face-off spot for Vancouver. Puck hit Clark's leg, bounced to the line. Canucks in front of the net, shoot it to the boards. Slap it away to Courtnall. He gets it ahead. Gill didn't see his man go in. Craven, he gets a shot, missed the net by 3 feet. Dave Ellett back at the net with Gill on the puck. And Gill is coming away with it. Up to center. Got by Clark. He did touch it. And he was offside.
Well, Murray Craven had a bad angle shot. The goalie really had to miss it from where he shot it. But it's never a bad play in overtime to let the shot go. The Leafs nearly got caught pinching. And here's the shot. Craven really never got as much on it as he wanted as he was being harassed by the Leaf back there.
Pat Burns with, of course, the last change. Vancouver was all set to go. Courtnall, Lafayette, they remain on with Craven on the other side. And now Eastwood at the face-off for Toronto. Borshevsky and Andreychuk. Minute and a half into overtime. Here's Gill. Coming across his own line. Ran into trouble near center, so shot it in. McLean out of the net. Eastwood was in fast. Andrechuk in the far corner. Eastwood there picking it up off the boards. Eastwood trying to work it loose with Andrechuk. Lume has Eastwood pinned, but he's trying to get loose, and does. Eastwood rolled it out in front. Andrechuk goes to the corner and Eastwood again. Eastwood down on one knee, gets back up, battles the puck loose, and Lafayette has his man covered. He got loose. Eastwood backhander, and he hit the side of the net with McLean getting a piece of it, and it is shut down the ice. What feverish work by Mike Eastwood of the Toronto Maple Leafs deep in the Vancouver zone. Dog tired, you could tell, but fighting hard.
Well, Jyrki Lume could not handle him as Eastwood and Andrechuk took advantage of their size. And here's Eastwood against 21 Lume. And he battles him, and this is the end of a long battle we're seeing now. And the two Leaf forwards, who are tough to handle on the offensive zone puck control, nearly end up with the winning goal as Eastwood gets a short backhander, can't put it in. Look at that right foot, right against the post. To make sure there was no short side goal.
Here's the face-off to the right of the net. Hedican dumped it back of his own goal and takes a pass. Getting it out to center ice. Gilmore moving up there. Gartner nearly got through. Just overskated the puck. The Canucks flip it to center ice. Momesso shot it into the Leaf zone. Potvin stepping out, taking a look, and seeing Rouse. Rouse fired one away, and Gilmore is on the move with it. He's up over the line, dropping it back to Clark. Clark lost it, and Ronning just happy to clear the zone with the three Leaf forwards attacking. Nearing the 3-minute mark of overtime. Hedican stopped by Gilmore again. Hedican staying with it. Rolled it into Ronning. Ronning stopped. Ronning gets it again. Ronning centered it. A loose puck over there for Bure. And his shot went through the crease, and here's Gartner coming out with Clark. Gartner moving over his center and in with a shot, and that has blocked up the defense. Jeff Brown blocked it. Winced a bit as he took that hard drive on the leg. Up to center. Brown gets over the line. Here's Linden. He can't get a shot, and the Leafs 3 of them out. Gartner tapped it back, and now the Canucks send 3 away, but they overskated. Gartner back in, twisting at the line. Berg centered it, hit the side of the net, then he was dumped back at the goal by Babbage. Adams for Vancouver. Out to Babbage. Babbage coming to center, getting the return. The shot is gloved by Potvin, and he hangs on to it. Play call, and the face-off is going to be in the Leaf zone. Linden dumped in front of the net.
Well, a long shot by Babbage from the blue line. And you can see that Lefebvre knocked Linden down going to the net. It's cleanly and easily handled by Potvin. Face-off to the left of Felix Potvin in the Leaf zone.
We are nearing the 4-minute mark of the first overtime period at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I'm Bob Cole and Harry Neal in the booth, and this is Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. New Jersey defeating the New York Rangers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final yesterday. They'll go at it again tomorrow at Madison Square Garden at 7:30 Eastern Time. Olsen, Hockey Night in Canada with that one for you. It's over the boards at the far side at the Vancouver bench. Another face-off in the Leaf zone. Our second game, day after tomorrow, right here in Maple Leaf Gardens. Again, the 7:30 start. Make a note of that. This one started at 8. We'll go back to 7:30 start for Game 2. On Wednesday, the face-off to the left of Potvin. Linden for Vancouver. Zazzle for Toronto. Linden must get the stick down first, and does. Wins the draw, but Berg took it away from Adams. Shot it back of his own net. Here's Lefebvre trying to get it out. They get as far as center of the pass to an open man. Berg shooting a low one. Rebound to Osborne on the backhand. again. The Leafs put the heat on here, keeping it in. Dump to the corner where Peter Zezel takes it. Zezel is bumped by Babbage and knocked down. Zezel trying to sweep it out in front from that prone position and can't. Now, Osborne shot right in front, and here's Linden. He's coming out for Vancouver, leaving it for Bure. Bure now trying to do it. Bure coming in, turning back, and shot it in back of the net. Lefebvre is bumped. Osborne feeding it out to center ice. The Leafs trying to make changes. Glenn played it along his own blue line. The Canucks in again. Craven the Cardinal shot. He missed the goal by a couple of feet. Krushelnyski had Lume tied up. Canucks come back. Glenn ahead to Cardinal. Now up the line. Lafayette dropped it back. And the Leafs get back to break it up. A good play by Manderville. Here's Krushelnyski getting a shot. That came off a leg right back to him. Manderville is back in the net. Dumped it out front. Scramble right to the net. Andreychuk is there. Manderville got it back. Lafayette stop. Here's Andreychuk going after it. The Leafs apply some pressure now. That centering pass was intercepted. Andreychuk got back to pick it up and lost it to Cardinal. He's dumped. Here's Krushelnyski. One man back, so he'll just shoot it in there. Came off the boards behind the net. The Leafs keep it in. Lume going around the net. Leafs trying to change as the Canucks come at him. Craven finding Cardinal with a neat pass. That shot tipped wide of the goal. Here's Ronning. Ronning moved it up back of the Leaf net again, and Ellen in the corner poked it ahead. Hedican has to come out. Gilmore now backhands it from center ice. And coming back there is Jeff Brown. Back of the net against Gilmore, coming out, the pass set up. Hedican moving away and striding hard. He shot one in. It comes back to Gelinan running. Running shot it into the corner and poked it back in the net. Running very dangerous. Trying to center Mamisso. Up high. And Mamisso came close there. Knocked away by Gardner. Racing after it is Clark. He won't get there ahead of Hedican, who's a great skater. He's back in there. Whoa, full speed, Hedican. But it's cleared back, and Clark going down with Gardner. Wendell Clark shoots. Stopped by McLean. And the Canucks relieve the pressure and shoot it down the ice. 7 minutes now. Boy, this is hectic in overtime. McCown ahead to Gardner. He's offside by a half foot. And the play is stopped in the Vancouver blue line.
Never ceases to amaze me, Bob, when the teams play so carefully for 60 minutes. They get into overtime, a goal-and-you're-out situation, and it's wide open.
It's obvious both teams want to end this one quickly. It is just not happening.
Clark on the 2-on-1 elects to shoot it. And you can see he couldn't have passed it. The Vancouver defenseman fell down to cut the pass off. Little Ronning's a tough customer behind the net. And Mamisso has a great chance to win it, and he puts it off the same crossbar that Garpenloff put it off in overtime in Game 6.
.7:04 into a first overtime period. Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Trevor Linden tied it late, and there at it, Bure! Had a good chance there, and he wristed the shot wide. Knocked down by Bure at the line, but now McCown stopped that. McCown down to the left side. It is shot in on the net. Big rebound, cleared immediately, and Adams up the center for Vancouver. Trying to hit Bure, who's speeding in there. It comes out to Zezel. He dumped it ahead and hit the referee, Marawali. And Babbage turns for Vancouver. Look out, Bure is onside. Stop by Papa! Bure took a lead pass out of the blue line and went in on the net, and Papa robbed him.
You can shut number 10 down, but he's gonna get a chance or two. And he made a great move here to stay onside to start with. And it was a wonderful pass, and Potvin becomes the hero so far as Bure tries to put it between his body and his arm. Here's an ISO of it. Back foot kept him onside. There's the shot, and McCowan roars him into the end of the rink, and Potvin keeps his Leafs alive, as he so often has in these 94 playoffs.
Already, we have played 7:45 of overtime. The Leafs have had 4 shots, and Vancouver 3. And almost all of these 7 shots have been quality babies.
Here's Bure as Potvin watches him. You can see he's trying to go between his left arm and his body. Potvin makes the save.
Face off to the left of the Leaf net now. Cardinal on the draw, got it. Couldn't center it. Eastwood has to turn in his own zone. Andrechuk chopped it out over the line. It's lifted over the boards at the Vancouver bench. And Lume just got it a bit too high, trying to feed it back in. A face-off, therefore, will be outside the line. Andrechuk had a decent chance in front of McLean and couldn't score. Murray on a break on Potvin and couldn't beat him.
Bure was late on the back check, Bob. Saw his defenseman get possession at his own blue line. Cut in behind McCown and Lefebvre, took the pass and walked in alone on Potvin.
Flew in alone. Great burst of speed. Now to center. Eastwood kicked it over the line. Here's Borshevsky's shot. Another one. McLean will hang on to it now. Borshevsky took a nice setup from Eastwood and put the shot on the net and went after the rebound of McLean covered.
Borshevsky's got a quick little shot when he gets inside the 25-foot mark. He gets it away in a hurry. It isn't a heavy shot, but it's a quick one, and it usually is on the net. And here it is right here. Right through the defenseman's legs, and McLean makes an awkward but important save.
Neither team has changed. Lafayette against Eastwood. Back to Gill. Stopped it with a skate. Shoots. Blocked in front of the net. Cleared to the line. And out over it. So the Leafs are called offside.
That's a good play. When you're a defenseman and that puck comes out and you're stopped, put it back in. Even if it's offside, it's a way better than trying to get away from the man that's forcing you to do something in a hurry. And here's the play I'm talking about right here. It gets out, but Todd knows he's going to be confronted quickly by Courtnall, who may chip it past him and give the 2-on-1 to the Canucks.
Lafayette and Eastwood again. Gill hammers it in. Goes high on the glass to the other side. Andrechuk is up there. Here comes Eastwood chasing his man behind the net. Hedican pulled away from him. Got it up to Craven. Craven shot it to center ice. And Ellen feeding it back again. Back to Ellen. Ellen to center ice. Eastwood there. Borshevsky moving up. Nice play to Andrechuk. His shot right on. McLean no problem. Moved it away before Eastwood could get a stick near it. Near the boards, the Canucks get it out. Ellen decides to go up for it. And he keeps it in deep. Chopped away by Courtnall. Gill gave it away. Lafayette coming in. And it's high over the glass in behind Potvin. We are nearing the halfway mark of the first overtime.
Well, both teams are really taking chances with passes through the middle of the neutral zone. They're beautiful when they're completed, as we saw Bure's. They're dangerous when they're intercepted, because at least 3 players are usually going the wrong way. Pat Quinn, as the general manager, has made 2 trades at the deadline that have really helped his team, both of them with St. Louis. The last one, adding Lafayette, Hedigan, and Brown, has really made the Canucks a contender in the Western Conference. When you replace 1/3 of your defenseman with 2 guys that are better than 2 you've had in there, you can't make a bigger improvement at that time of the year.
Diddick will come back for Vancouver. Gardner's the forechecker for Toronto, and Clark is in deep. So the Canucks have a little room to move out. They get it to center, and down goes Jelena. Backhands it in. McCown dumped it out. Right to Jelena, though. Clark hit him. Gilmore squeezing along the boards. Look at that. He saw Rouse, who moved up. Rouse gets a weak shot away, and that's stopped by McLean. Fine play by Gilmore at the far side. Appeared to have no room at all, but somehow made the play across ice. Canucks back. Babbage. One of the goals for Vancouver in this one. Linden, the other. The last minute of play in the third period to tie. We've reached the halfway mark of the first overtime. Dave Ellett trying to poke it over center. Ronning covering, dumping it in. They want to make changes now, and Ronning goes off anyway. With Gilmore coming up with it, the Canucks got back to break it up. It is Linden finding some room. He got by 2 leaps, in over the line, gets it again. Gardner trying to pick it up to clear it out. Bounce to the line, and here's Zezel up with Clark. Clark takes the pass and goes in. Clark trying to get to the net. But he couldn't move past the defenseman. Stayed right with him all the way. The fave back. Canucks move up. Lume turns. Didn't know he had a chance to set it up in front where Adams was open. Now Glenn, he missed it. Osborne back onside for Zezel. The pass to Osborne. His shot high and wide of the net. Zezel centered again. Here's McCown. His drive in the side of the net. Zezel gives it to him again. Near the line. Now Rouse is moving up in a big crowd. Shot kicked out by McLean. A fine stop, and Bure going again. Bure backhand. And it's stopped by Potvin. Bure, lightning speed down the far side. Got that backhander away. He was in sharp, but put it on the net. 8:25 left in overtime. Puck through center ice. The Canucks shoot it in, and Rouse is coming back for it. Overskates it back in the net. Now gets it again and shot it away. Turning back is Brown with Hedican. Hedican fired a high one in. McCown has to hurry against Craven. Coming up is Lafayette. It is cleared as far as the line, and Andrechuk got it out. Vanderbilt didn't see it. Hedican turns back for Vancouver. Shoots it in there again. And McCown will just drive it as he gets to it. That'll relieve the pressure. It'll be icing against Toronto. And no doubt both teams will change.
That's a good play when you're a defenseman and the bench is at the far end of the rink. Don't fool around trying to lob it down. McCowan and Rouse were tired. And Bure, of course, he just needs a small crack in the door. And if he sees it, he slips through. McCowan, give him credit, because Bure's coming at him with all the speed he's got. The legs keep going, no coasting by Bure, and he lets the backhand go that Potvin handles.
From the face-off, it goes to Gill in the corner. And he gets it out down the ice. They're going to call another icing as Didick comes back. So they'll do it once more to the left of Felix Potvin.
Well, some of the fans didn't think that should be icing because it hit the linesman. But the referee and linesman are part of the boards if it hits them. They can't blow the whistle because it goes to one team or the other if it hits them.
Trevor Linden tied this game with 30 seconds remaining. The net empty. And on a power play to boot. So they had 2 extra skaters when Linden went in to score. Clark is across center. It's tipped in over the Vancouver line. Didick shoots it back out. Knocked down by Ellett. Ellett gave it to Gilmore. He's turning. Moving back up is Ellett. Along the boards and going into centering. Ronning steals it. Just played it back at his own net. The Canucks get it ahead. As far as center, where Ellett tapped it to Gill. Nearing the 13-minute mark of overtime now. There have been some great chances. Babbage coming back. Icing waved off. Here's Gardner moving up. Didn't get much on it. And Adams shot it to center ice. Bure on there again for Vancouver. Through the middle to Gilmore. And Clark on the move with Gardner. Gilmore up over the line to Clark. He has to hustle and got there in time to give it to Gilmore, but he's checked. Clark trying to get it off the boards, did. The Canucks, Trevor Linden got it out to Adams. Adams will shoot it from center ice, and Lefebvre will have to hurry to get in. Here comes Linden after Lefebvre. Lefebvre put it on the boards. Glenn moving up to shoot it back at the net. Gilmore knocked it loose for Gartner. Gartner of the Leafs. Shot it to center. Clark trying to sweep it in past Lume. Lume recovered in time. Linden turning with Bure open. Bure shot. Puck man to save. The big rebound taken by Lefebvre. On the boards at the far side. It hit a skate and out. Canucks were changing. Nearly got caught. Back. Some of the crowd thought maybe they were caught with the extra man on. The Leafs hang on now and shoot it down the ice. That is Hedican going around the net. Coming out the other side against Osborne. And Courtnall's pass in behind Craven, but he got it off the boards and put it in on the net. Elliott shoots one out. High. It went over the boards. At the Vancouver bench, 5:32 left in the first overtime.
Well, a lot of the fans and some of the Leaf bench thought the Canucks were caught with too many men on the ice. The guy going off played the puck while the guy coming on was still on the ice. It comes around the boards right here in front of the Canuck bench. And the Canucks are changing. And there you go. Both of them went off and they were a man short for a second. But we don't want that kind of a penalty called in overtime to either team.
Face off again on the Leaf zone to the left of Potvin. Todd Gill takes a look one way and goes the other. Allen takes the puck for Borshevsky. Doesn't get out. Now Eastwood brings it out. It's tapped down inside the Vancouver line. Borshevsky after his man. Shot it ahead. Lafayette knocked it down. Played it back to Hedican. Up to Courtnall. He's stopped. Eastwood missed the pass through the two defensemen. McLean left it for Hedican again. Slowly to center. Now Lafayette coming in with Courtnall. Trying to give it to Courtnall. That's broken up and it's shut down the ice. Brown will get back. McLean wasn't going to take any chances and got out there and played it on the boards. Away from Eastwood. Courtnall. He shot it down the ice. Mironov on there now with Gill. Laid it ahead to center. That's stopped by Courtnall. Courtnall and Ronning come in with Jelena. They're changing quickly here now. With 4:20 remaining in the first overtime. Gartner shoots it to center. Babic stopped it. Mironov stopped him. Babic again. Backhands it in. Hoffman played it out in front of the net. But Rouse was alert to clear it. Babic dumped it ahead. It's Momesso trying to shake off Gardner, who hauled him down. Puck to center. Gilmore intercepts. Babic took it away from Gilmore before any damage could be done. Now Gardner and Gilmore, and they're beaten by Babic. He's moving up for Vancouver. Babic dropped it back. Shot! That went wide of the net. Clark fired at it. Canucks have it. It is centered again. Knocked away to the blue line where a shot is fired by Jelena. Mironov will move on it. Coming out. Jelena got a piece of him. He kept going. Gartner trying to feed it in. That was intercepted. It's lifted high by Clark as the Leafs change. 3:20 left in the first overtime. Momesso firing it from center ice into the Leaf zone and Lefebvre back. Linden after him. Pass got up to Osborne though. And he ripped one in on the boards for Burke, coming in on the goaltender. He says it's good! Says scores! And the Leafs win in overtime with 3:05 left in the overtime session.
Bam here to show Zazzle score.